based on the people who have like consulted you, what would you say is the most common question posted by young adults in Singapore?
It's a question that can be very difficult to answer. They always ask, how can I what?
How can I what? Okay.
Yeah, everybody wants to. The problem with young adults nowadays is that they don't believe in slow progression and making money. I would say slow and they don't believe in slow and steady wins the race anymore. They believe in waiting for opportunities to come and then after that pouncing upon them like a rabbit. So the turtle is not in trend anymore. They want the rabbit way. But they want the rabbit that wins, not the turtle that wins in the end. So you know how the story turns out lah. Okay, so I wouldn't want to say, but I think there are not many rabbits who will win, and most of the time we will see in real life scenarios, right, the turtle almost always wins. Compared to the rest of their peers. So the difficult thing that I can do for them is how can I make them realize that a certain level of consistency is needed, and second thing is how can I help them to have the conviction to stay on this path towards this consistency. So you see, me doing the reading for them, quite easy one, 5-10 minutes roughly, because the questions they ask are not that hard. So it's not like, estate planning, help me plan which son give how much money. So these are like simple, direct questions, you see. But the more difficult thing is, how do I convince this person that he needs to do this? So that's the part that drains a lot of my energy away. I give an example of a person who tells me that, I don't want to work very hard. So I just want to work like 差不多 and then I can have a lot of time to play game. That's why I want you to tell me, can I be an agent? Have you heard this? You've probably heard this question before, right? Can I be a property agent? Can I be a insurance agent? Because I don't want to work so hard, and then I want a lot of free time, and then I want to play game, and then I want to spend time with my girlfriend. Am I suitable to be an agent or not? I'm like, wow. Don't need to even open my chart. 马上可以跟他讲不可以。A lot of successful agents are also our clients. They work very long hours. Like a lot of TOT clients, right? They work like 10 hours a day. They will be in shock if they hear this. So imagine that I use this and then I tell them like, you know what, this person wants to be like you. Do you think it's possible? So they will say, of course not lah. I work 10 hours a day or more. How is it possible? So then the rest of the session would be really me trying to tell them that you cannot think like that. It's very bad.
Okay. But would you say like some people have charts that naturally shows that like they don't really need to work as hard as others in life and opportunities that
unfortunately yes
come?
I've also seen charts that need to work a lot harder than other people. So unfortunately, yes also. So there are perhaps some people who are more lucky. So then in order to help these people, right, what we need to do is to avoid certain pitfalls. So I wouldn't say who, but there's this very famous influencer. The girlfriend, right, is a very lucky person. Then this girlfriend apparently, right, has this stars within her chart, right, that means that she will meet a lot of benefactors in her life. Which means that she's a likable person. You see her face, you like her. And then you want to be her friend. So but the problem is that along the way, it is very easy for her to meet people who will makan her. So it's like your benefactor also become the person who makan you type of 八字 chart. So in this case, we will need to tell her that which year easy for people to makan. And then if you go into certain type of partnerships, right, what do you need to state? 我们说把丑话讲在前头. You know what? So 先把这个东西讲出来先. So that you can prevent this.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think I have the face whereby people like to tell me all their problems one. So yesterday, I wasn't feeling like the best. So yesterday I actually took an early night off. And unfortunately, at 11:45, one of my clients / friend gave me a call. It's like, hey, can you help me out with something? I'm like, okay lah. Then he told me that he had this partnership. He's a very successful seller on TikTok. So he has this thing within the 八字 chart, what we call harm. Harm is like, you always will 好心做坏事啦. 简单讲 which means that you do something that is good, but in the end, you don't know why one shot come back and hit you in the back. Yeah, so he partners with a wrong person, and then he tells me about everything, and then I'm like, I don't even need to read the chart of this person. I can almost confirm with you that you need to, break away from him. Yeah, it was like, then at the back of your mind, you'll be thinking like, he cannot tell this himself, man. Why need you? Precisely my point. Okay, so I didn't ask him to pay for the consult, but please don't do that often. Then he asked me, then I told him that this one quite direct. Yeah, I don't think this is the way that business should be done. You should probably talk to him. Yeah, so this is what we call a person who will attract people who backstabs.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's quite scary.
Yeah, even if you don't have that in your chart, sometimes during certain years you will also kena that. So it is common. Yeah, so our job is actually to reduce the impact.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit more of the online world, social media. So something that's very common, like that people face in their lives, haters, hate comments, like people who throw negative comments online. So is there any explanation to say why do some people actually enjoy putting negative comments out there, to others, and also maybe throwing shade online, and actually gain satisfaction and happiness from it? Is there a reason why?
I tell you, so that's why I always tell people that online, right, can help you, but online can break you as well. So I'm pretty sure that you have your fair share lah. Yeah, it's quite common for us to encounter all this. But the interesting thing is that why do people like to do that? I also want to ask you this question. Have you seen like anyone that is I wouldn't even say like super successful, but I would say like above average type of success, right? Done it to you or any one of your successful clients? Like, name me one hater who is quite successful one. Almost zero or very, very low percentage, right?
Yeah, don't have. It's usually all those like no display picture, like some rubbish name online. You don't even know who it is.
Yeah, precisely. So my point being the fact is that they display this kind of attitude, right? Is because that they don't have the right attitude in their lives in the first place. And usually when we open up their Bazi chart, right, it can be two types of person. The first type of person could be a person who has a horrid Bazi chart. But the interesting thing is that horrid can mean a lot of different things. Yeah, but in this case, this horrid, because horrid is like kindergarten. Yeah, we need to tell why. Yeah, so the why, to put it in simple human terms, right? Just one word: drama. This is a drama chart. Yeah, they like drama. So the problem with these drama people is that, right, you see a lot of pain in their Bazi chart, you see. When there's no pain in their Bazi chart, interestingly, they go and look for pain. That's the problem with these people, you see. Yeah, and that's why they have this certain behavior, because they are like fire, like moths flying to fire. So no pain, right? Never mind, I go and look for pain. Yeah. So some people who believe in Buddhism, right, they believe that there are certain people who are like that. That's why they keep on going to the cycle of pain. But of course, we don't want to promote any religion. But what I'm saying is that, yes, it's true. The personality of these people is they go looking for pain because they, at some point, it's not that, I wouldn't say that they enjoy it, but they need to feel something in their lives.
Is this subconscious?
Yes.
Okay.
And if they are willing, right, sometimes these people become clients. Sometimes I wouldn't want to spend the effort to convert them. It's too tiring for me already. Yeah, but then if they do, usually we have to tell them that, this is the one that's causing the pain. And from the Bazi chart, we can also tell where. It could be from failed relationship. It could be from usually from parents.
Wow.
Most of the time from parents. Second type is that they are very talented, but their luck is very bad. So then there's a lot of pain in their lives, you see. So they keep having this feeling like, why is this not happening to me? Why is this not happening to me? Yeah, I quote real life example. I have this client, right, he's a celebrity, but I cannot say who. So apparently he was in my office, then it was quite late already. So after I've done the reading, right, he never asked me for permission. He just tell me that, hey, what's your address? I'm like, okay, why is you drive? So why is that an important question? Then I saw him ordering Grab
Okay, to your place.
Yeah, then he ordered alcohol Then I'm like, I like want to go home, like, hello, question mark. Then you know what he did? Then he used my KTV machine and then he sing song. And then after that, then he went home. I'm like, okay, question mark. Yeah, power of celebrities. Okay, so the interesting thing was that, right, okay, let's not talk about the fact that he didn't ask me for permission, but let's focus on the fact that, right, he kept asking me the same question, like that night, like I don't know how many times, 19 times, I lost count. 为什么我这么有才华我不红，没有才华没有能力的人红？Yeah, you see, pain, causing pain for himself. Does asking this question improve your chances?
No.
Then you ask for what? Yeah. So then why are you doing it here? You see? So let's take it from a more psychological point of view lah. What kind of person asks this kind of questions? Probably he is 有点本事的啦. I mean, very few people 很没有本事 and still want to say that 他们自己有本事嘛. So he's talented lah. But my point is, bad things are happening to him, good things are not happening. So he's very disappointed, right? Yeah. So you imagine this kind of person going through that, would they be happy? No, right? So sometimes possible for them to also give a bit of hate comments to others.
Okay. Wow. Then I mean, with all these explanations, right? What if someone just say that, hey, you know, I'm not a bad person. I just have a very bad 八字 chart.
I will always tell these people, right? What does the law think? So if the law says that, right, you cannot steal, so you have a 八字 chart that likes to steal, doesn't make it right. Yeah. So I feel that it is within our personal responsibility to still live up to the general standards of our community.
Two seemingly incompatible people, is it possible to work it out, or is it just because they are not fated to be together?
Okay, so I need to make a disclaimer first. So whenever clients ask me about romance, right, I always tell them a disclaimer is that I'm not a very romantic person. Yeah, so you cannot tell me like, hey, like that I do, then will my girlfriend love me more or not? Yeah, so that kind of question is usually quite typical for me. Yeah, I'm a logical and quite straightforward person. So then coming back to your question, right, as a logical person would do, what is the definition of compatibility? Yeah, so what does it mean to be compatible? What are your requirements? I always ask client. Yeah, so both of you stay inside a house, don't quarrel. Enough or not? or you know, then the client would sometimes ask, no, I want to be happy. Then I will also pose another question is, Simi is happy. Yeah, so when we read the 八字 chart, it's always about how to understand the works of another person so that, you know, we can get along with another person. So now I'm talking about fundamentally normal people. Okay, then later on I talk about fundamentally abnormal people. Yeah, so fundamentally normal people, right, sometimes have small flaws that we need to overcome, okay, in order for us to be more relatable to another person. Real life example again. So a person who is very picky, can you live with this person? Most of the time, yes. Okay, like a couple, you know, then the husband complains to me, wow, my wife, wow, like that also cannot, like that also cannot, like that also cannot. But generally still can or not so bad. So, you know, then I'll explain because she has this within her 八字 chart, then that causes her to be, you know, very irregular in her mindset, especially in regards of children. Yeah, want to care about everything. So what you need to do is to manage expectations in that aspect, because that's the thing that she really cares about. So you know where her hot buttons are. You don't anyhow go and press. Yeah. Then some people are very hot about household. So you know, after you brush your teeth, you need to put your toothbrush back. After you pee, you need to 关回. And then you know, when you are doing whatever, then you need to close the door. So some people are concerned about that. So I will generally just move this out and then just tell them that, okay, you're like that and you're like that. So this is what we call a fundamentally normal couple. When you have someone that's abnormal, okay, which means that there are fundamental flaws. Okay, I'll give you another example of another client, right? She pays for everything in the household. And I have seen her since day one. She owns a chain store tuition center. Then 1 outlet, 2 outlet, 3 outlet. The session was supposed to be for 4th outlet. 风水啦. Okay, then I 给强. So that's why I tell you army very good one. They teach us 强就后卖给强. Then the day I 给强. So I go and say, you know what, the spouse there a bit of an issue. Wow. Then she take the tissue. Then I'm like, wow, shit. Because outside got client waiting for me. so I was quite stressed. Because I was pressed for time, you see. Yeah, then she cried. And then she tell me that the husband cares about every single thing. She pays for everything in the household. But the husband forbids her from spending money. And then she cannot even order food on Grab. Yeah, because he feels there's a waste of money. Yeah, so in this case, it is a what we call fundamental flaw lah. Big problem, right? Yeah, and then when I ask, does he work very hard? Then she says, no leh. After he come back from work, he play game.
Oh, that doesn't.
Yeah, so let's just throw this question back to Amanda, right? How will you feel? You know, if you pay for everything and then you cannot even order Grab food.
I feel that what the okay, yeah, like what the heck, right? I mean, you know, firstly.
给你一个石头丢他。
I mean, it's my money. Like, I should have the freedom to spend it. And secondly, I'm really paying for everything. So, like, if I can afford the things in the household, why can't I even order, like, some food that I want to eat? And it's not as if, like, it's something that only benefits me, you know, it benefits everyone in the household. So, yeah.
Precisely my point. So, the second area would be harder to live together. Okay, so in that case, right, then that means that someone has to give in, right? 就是这样哦。Then 你要不要 give in? That is the question. Okay, so either you give in or the husband give in. So fundamental things are like that lah. But of course, certain things you cannot give in one. Okay, so like the husband hit you, this one cannot one.
Yeah.
Not hit on you very literally just hit you This one cannot give in one
No
right?
go, yeah. So I think this is something that worries quite a bit of people. So how to avoid 小人 in life?
I also need that. Yeah. So my point being the fact is that right, when you give too much chances to people, sometimes this kind of thing comes back to you. So how do we avoid? If you don't help, then you won't kena lah. So if you know there are certain things in you that sometimes were prone, you know, to making this kind of mistakes, then we have to be very, very self-aware already. So in my point of view is that when you come for the reading, we will tell you. Then how we can mark it out to even more detail is that right, we can also tell when the year, you know, that most probably you will have the most of this kind of people in your life.
Okay.
But of course, it's a very huge topic about 小人 because there are certain people not like Ruo Xuan, right? Immediately you can tell why they attract 小人 one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because that they're just very irritating themselves. Because they you know, I wouldn't say who in this case, but there are some online personalities, right? Not actually just a few that are like that, and there's no need to wonder why they attract people like that because they're very bad to others. Yeah, like what we always mention, right? If you look for drama will come looking for you. So the second advice I'll give to people is don't drama.
Okay. Actually, I was like thinking about this thing because some people tend to say that, hey, you know, I'm such a good person and I always do good to others. Why do bad things always happen to me? Like maybe they feel like, you know, they've never done anyone wrong, but somehow there's like death in the family or like they are like a little bit unlucky. So yeah, is there any explanation behind this?
There are a lot of people that actually have different explanations for this. I'll just share the general ones. Number one, some people say past life, some people say karma. But for me, I always feel that bad things do happen to good people. That's just life. Okay. But most of the time, we try to focus on what we can do to improve and to prevent.
And finally, our ending question. Is it necessary to change your fate? How do we even change our fate for the better?
Interesting question. Yeah, so is it important for us to change fate? Back to the question of what are your expectations of life? Okay, so I have a client, right? She's a researcher. This researcher is a very quiet person, super quiet. She doesn't even speak up for anything. Then any grievances and whatever, she'll just keep quiet and she just work. So she came for 八字 reading, I think back in 2020. It's pretty interesting because 2020 and 2021, right, are what we call her intellect years. So very smart, very clever, right? Yeah, so how do we actually help her and advise her to change her fate, right? Is by using her luck cycle. Okay, so for that 2 years, right, she focuses on research, but I actually tell her to plan ahead. Because in 22 and 23, right, that will actually be her networking years. So it's very easy for her to connect with people. So I told her that, you know what, you need to start building the skill of networking. Because otherwise, when the networking years come, you don't have this skill, you cannot use. Yeah, you have the luck cycle, but you cannot talk because it's not inbuilt in you, you see.
Right.
So then she listened to advice. So apparently, a lot of clients they don't take advice one because they're lazy. Yeah, this person 不错啊. Yeah, so she actually went extra mile and improved her networking skills. So in 22 and 23, right, you know what happens? She went out for networking. Yeah, and then when she came out for follow-up for her 八字 reading, right, every year, I told her that, right, okay, this time you change. From 24 and 25, right, your presentation skills, right, are at its peak. So we focus on how to present, not just to network, but also to present in front of a lot of people.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so her job scope, right, from being a researcher, now change, right, from to become half researcher, right, half presenting. Why? Because you research, you need money, right? Then you need to find people who can fund your research, ma.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So in that year, did she find these people, or did these people actually? It just happened. She just happened to have these opportunities that come up within the year.
She did have the opportunities, but she did also find these people and she did close. So my point being the fact is that I can present to you all these opportunities and they're right in front of you. But will you actually take it? No. If you don't have the skills, you won't take it. So which is why when she came for the reading, how we actually help her to improve her luck, right, was that she becomes aware, so she equipped herself. Yeah, way before that. And then when the opportunity finally arises, she actually has the skill sets to take it. So now she's being promoted. And then when she's being promoted, right, then her income increase, right? Yeah, then the common Singapore story begins. What's the common Singapore story, Yeah, so sell your HDB, move to private. Yeah, so it doesn't just happen like that lah. You come for a reading and then you're like, oh, okay lah. How can you help me to upgrade to private property? Hey, come on, this is how lah. This is how lah. Okay, so makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This
Okay.
is changing of a person's fate.
Wow. Okay. Seems like it's really pretty possible. Yeah, and I think like what you said, we have to know what we want to achieve in life, and why are we actually what do we want to resolve in our lives, and where we want the end goal to be.
So you see, entire session we never talk about me helping you to win the lottery. We never talk about like anybody suddenly becoming Bill Gates. So don't have. So the entire session was very focused on like how we actually use the luck cycle to our favor, to incrementally improve certain portions of our luck. Like for example, for this lady, really excel in her career.
Okay. Great. And with that, we actually have come to the end of the podcast. So thank you everyone for watching. So if you would like to find out a little bit more from Chase, so you can contact Chase at Chase Feng Shui on TikTok.